Good morning, everyone. Welcome to FEO Tuesday Talks. This is Supply and Demand. I'm your host, Kyle Sipkens. And as you know, this is our monthly feature where we talk to industry suppliers about issues that are affecting the industry. And I know today is going to be a topic that everyone's going to have questions about. So we're going to get to that in just a second. Before we talk about that, I also want to mention that we have conference coming up. So conference is back for the first time in person in 3 years. So make sure to register for that as well. You don't want to miss the FEO conference in Niagara Falls. And now this week with Supply and Demand, we're talking about the single-use plastic ban and how that might affect you as a festival or event producer. So certainly probably going to be a lot of questions. So we brought in an industry expert today, Devon Kendrick with Champion Products. Devon, good morning.
Morning, Kyle. Thanks for having us today.
That's all. Thank you so much for being here. So, Devon, I'm going to get you to explain a little bit about, let us know a little bit about yourself before we jump into all the information you have for us today.
Okay. So my name is Devon Kendrick. I'm an account manager with Champion Products here in Windsor. We do have distribution in Windsor and Toronto and pretty much all of Southwest Ontario. So we do a lot of, our main focus is food packaging, not limited to, but the products that are going to pertain to your industry would be more on the food packaging side and janitorial side. That's what I'm going to touch on today. So basically the purpose of my talk today is to give you guys the information that you're going to need when it comes to the products that you use, what's going to be phased out, what's going to remain, and then alternatives you can use to the products that you're already using today. So I'm basically going to go through the products one by one, show you what we were using and what we're moving to that are going to be more environmentally friendly and going to outlast or make it past this first phase of the ban, Canadian ban for single-use plastics.
Perfect. So why don't we just jump right into that and find out what it is that we need to know about this plastic ban.
All right. So basically, the single-use plastic ban is part of Canada's plan to eliminate single-use plastic, pretty much all plastic, by the year 2030. Now they're doing this in phases. The first phase, I'm sure you guys have already noticed, we're already a little bit into now. Certain things you're going to notice are not available anymore, or even things that you see every day in the grocery store, like the bread tags on on the bread bags are now composite or paper products. A lot of things are going to switch to paper because they are getting rid of all the polystyrene or styrofoam products. So we're going to go into, there's 6 main categories that are going to be eliminated or affected by the ban, being one, checkout bags. So that's all of your takeout bags, paper, plastic bags, things like that. Cutlery, being your forks, spoons, knives, soup spoons, your cutlery kits, and chopsticks as well, the plastic chopsticks. And then we have foodware and takeout containers, being all of the packaging for your food products, all of the styrofoam microwavable containers, plates, bowls, things like that, even the cups, clear cups. And then also one to touch on is ring carriers. This won't really affect everybody, but ring carriers are the carriers that hold the 6 or 12 packs of like pop cans or beer cans, things like that. Then we have stir sticks, and then last would be your straws. So your plastic straws. I know this one affects everybody, and I know a lot of people aren't happy with the straws the most because some things are not holding up the same way with the composite and paper products, but we have a couple options for you for that. And then lastly would be, this one's not for a while, but eventually all of the wrappers that you get food in are going to be trying to move away from plastic into other options. So yeah, those are the 6 categories, and we'll just get started here. So as you see on screen here is the dates that the Canadian government has set out for when things are going to be, when they're going to be eliminated. So right now it's already underway. We cannot import into Canada any more plastic products, but what we already have here, we can sell off. So we have until the end of the year to sell off the checkout bags, cutlery, food service ware, stir sticks, and straws. So you'll have until December 20th, 2023 to buy and use up whatever you have, and then it will no longer be available. So then you'll be forced to switch to the alternative options, which I'm going to show you today. Okay, so what are the alternatives to use? I'm going to go through them now. And we will start with plastic bags, checkout bags. So here's what traditionally everyone's used to using: the plastic checkout bags, many different sizes, colors, thank you, different logos and things like that. So these are going to be eliminated. Like I said, you have until the end of the year to use them, but you should start thinking now about what you're going to switch over to, because come the end of the year, when you have every event planner and every vendor trying to switch over, it's going to be a little difficult to have the stock all the time, right? So some alternatives we have in place now are the twist handle bags. These are fully paper product. They have a twist handle here, so it's easy for carrying. They come in a multitude of sizes and colors, as you can see. Big enough. Even the larger ones you can use to put your food containers in. As you can see, these big ones, and they have the gusses so they can all stand up, right? And we have them in white, brown, and we even have the option, if you want your logo displayed on it or printed on it, that is another option that we will have available too. So that's one thing you can think about. Secondly would be, maybe you just want a pound bag, slightly cheaper, no handles. Again, you can do your prints on them if you'd like. Oh, sorry. So we have these in different pound sizes, from 1 pound all the way up to 50 pound. So these are definitely a viable source that you can use for your food packaging. Another one we have, if you don't want to use the paper bags, maybe your food, you have hot foods and you're worried about it not holding up in the bag. We have also, and you'll see these a lot, I'm sure you guys have seen these in grocery stores. If you go to Freshco, Walmart has them now, is the reusable bags. Sturdy, they'll hold up. You just have to remember to bring them back to the store. I mean, that's my problem, is I always forget them in the car, and then I get inside and then they ask me if I want to buy more, which I can't justify because I have probably 30 of them in my car. So we have, this is the non-woven. So this is more like a fabric bag, like a tote bag. And then there is the woven bags. So these ones are, you can also get your logo on these. These are the ones that you're going to see in the grocery stores more often than not. And they come in a bunch of different sizes, even bigger than this, smaller than this, whichever suits your needs. So these are going to be, I think this is what we're going to see a lot of people switching to for reusable. Like if you know you're going to be bringing it back to the store, I know that most food vendors aren't going to be using reusable because the customers aren't really going to bring them back to you to be used a second and third time, but still something to show you guys. Keep it in mind. Next we have, moving away from the bags, is your cutlery. Now I know everyone's wondering about this because we all use forks, knives, spoons. So traditionally what we're used to using is the plastic, right? I know 90% of the industry is using plastic cutlery, and so everyone's gonna have to really think about what we're gonna switch over to. So we have a few options for you. Basically, how the cutlery works is, if it can't withstand 100 washes in the dishwasher, that constitutes it to be wiped down with the ban. So from the medium weight, a lot of people use medium weight, you can either step up to the heavyweight or the plant-based cutlery, which will still be around. Or the other options we have, wooden or bamboo cutlery, as you can see here. Same kind of product. These are no coating, bleach free. They're safe, environmentally friendly. These will break down. If they end up in the garbages or in the landfills, these will break down, and it won't cause any harm to the environment as much as the plastic have. So that is for the composite, PLA composite plastics. So these are usually made of cornstarch or sugarcane products. So those are going to be probably, I think, the most common one that people are going to switch to. There's also a paper option. The paper option, obviously, it is paper, so it won't hold up as well against hot foods, soups, things like that. For that, you would probably want to go with more of a plastic or a heavyweight plastic or a bamboo wood product. And the certified reusable plastic cutlery would be, like I said, dishwasher safe. It can hold up to, it can withstand 100 washes in the dishwasher, which are usually going to be your heavyweight cutlery. So most of these ones are medium weight, but you're going to have to step up to the heavyweight. Now, another big one is the alternatives for your food containers. So generally, these are the microwavable containers. I see a lot of these are being used. I know I have stacks and stacks of them at home from takeout. This is generally what everyone's used to using. The black plastic is what most people have been using lately, but unfortunately the black is going to be gone with the ban as well. Now, we do have these available in white and clear, which will still be around, but the black is being phased out because basically when these get recycled and they go to the recycling processing plants, the conveyor belts that carry these on are black. So the machines can't distinguish if this is reusable or what it is, because it basically blends in with the conveyor belts. So what they've done, we're still going to keep these around, but they've just moved the bases to white. Or if you don't like the white look, we have the clear ones. Same exact packaging, just it's in clear and white. Same sizes will be available, just no more black. So we're gonna have to start thinking ahead about what you want to switch to. But there's a bunch of other ones I'll show you too. They also have them in round, and they have them in 9x9s, 8x8s, 9x6s. These are those. Next is, so this is what everyone's used to using, styrofoam, good for hot and cold applications. These ones are all going to be a thing of the past. It's funny to think that in a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, no one's going to even know, my kids aren't going to know what styrofoam even is anymore, because it's going to be totally gone, which is good for our environment. I think they said something like 41,000 tons of polypropylene end up in landfills every year. It doesn't get break down for years and years. So the next product we have here is MFPP. So these are very similar to the styrofoam, but they are MFPP, which stands for mineral filled polypropylene. So these ones aren't 100% plastic. They have, they're filled with other minerals. So they will break down in landfills a lot faster than the polypropylene, or sorry, the polystyrene. These also come with vented tops. So if you have a hot foods in there, you can always pop open the vents, let the air out. So they won't steam, they won't sweat the same way. And again, they're available in a multitude of sizes. As you can see, they have 3 compartments, as well as the standard 1 compartment that you're all used to using. We have them in 9x9 3 compartment, 9-inch 1 compartment, 8-inch 3 compartment, 8-inch 1 compartment, and then the 9x6, which also we do have available in 2 compartments if that's what you're looking for. So, and these are, the pricing is very competitive with what we had with styrofoam now. So if you're looking for a gradual switch to a more eco-friendly product, you're going to want to look at the MFPP products.
So Devon, we just had a question from Megan pop up in the chat. Are are these products waste or are these recyclable?
These are recyclable products. Majority of these ones are. I know the MFPP is a recyclable product. So yeah, it will end up, you can put them in the recycling bin, but most of them, I know with festivals at least, a lot of things do end up in the trash, and then they end up in the landfills or in the recycling sorting plants. But a lot of these will be able to break down and be reused, or they will just degrade. There's also a clear option too. We also have the, this one's a little stronger, clear option with vent holes as well. Now, is there any other questions thus far on what we've covered before I move into the next ones?
Pam just popped in with a question saying, can they go into organic/food waste cans?
No, these cannot. No, they're better to go just into the trash cans.
So they are degradable, but over time. So you don't want to put it in your food waste. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, I know we still have a lot of work to do with the recycling processes in Canada of how we're going to sort things out. So I think that's another part that the Canadian government's working on, better recycling procedures.
And Pam popped in with a follow-up going, saying, do the MFPP look and feel like the old-fashioned styles of foam?
They don't feel like the foam. They're a lot stronger. They feel like they're more sturdy. They'll hold up a lot better. As you can see, it's a thicker plastic on both of these than the styrofoam. You don't have to worry about if you stack these. I know sometimes you stack styrofoam and they start to give, or they'll snap or break. These ones, I don't think you have to worry about that. They are pretty solid, pretty sturdy containers. Yeah, I think they're a good, and the seal too. They pop in and seal. I know a lot of the styrofoam, they're just a little lip that you click in there, and sometimes if that styrofoam breaks, your thing keeps popping open. These, you don't have to worry about that because they click in and they stay sealed.
Yeah, Pam mentioned that the cardboard BioKind are not liked by their vendors. And I just had a quick follow-up question before we keep going on as well. You mentioned with the MFPP containers, and I know you also mentioned the wood and bamboo cutlery and the composites. Can you give folks just kind of a general idea of what the cost difference might be, like what they might have to expect in terms of what the cost would be towards what they would normally buy in terms of like plastic versus these new solutions?
Okay. So yeah, basically, if you were getting the medium weight plastic cutlery and you want to step up to the heavyweight, obviously it's going to be a little bit higher priced, but same case counts, usually 1,000 per case. But it's pretty comparable. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a lot more, a couple bucks more per case maybe. And same with the plastic or the bamboo, sorry. Bamboo is going to be a little bit more than the traditional plastic cutlery, but they do hold up the same. And you can get these ones in like the kits, cutlery kits, things like that.
So it's not going to be a massive hit to the bottom line.
No, I don't think it's going to be that much that much of an increase because we need to have something available, right?
Right.
And so I'll continue on unless you have another question.
No, I think we're good to keep going.
So just to touch on the ones that she said that they don't really like too much. These was a good follow-up. These are the paper containers, paper folding containers, which we have in a bunch of different sizes. I see these a lot at festivals for like poutines, sandwich wraps, things like that. Or you can have some fries in the side and then your main dish there. So these, I do find these, I see these a lot in the industry. The only thing that I think maybe some vendors might not like is that you have to fold them up yourself, right? When you get them, they come flat in the case and you have to fold them into the shape that you want them, right? So that is a little time consuming. So that might be part of what people don't like about this product. But these are, I think they're great, 100% recyclable. paper product, no plastic in it. They have a coating on the inside, so your food won't bleed through. It won't leak. And then even if you want to, for tamper-proof, you can always put your sticker here. If you're doing it for takeout or Uber Eats, skip the dishes, you can always brand it with your sticker, and then that way you'll know if the package has been opened already, right? So it's kind of like you can add your own tamper-proof onto it. They come in 9 different sizes. They're numbered from 1 to 9.
Devon, what is the coating on there? Because I know I'm used to getting those containers every time I get a poutine at a festival, and like it's great because the gravy doesn't actually soak through the paper. So what is the coating on there?
I believe it's a thin wax coating.
Okay.
On the inside of the food boxes there. And yeah, like you said, it does work great to stop the leakage. I know sometimes in some of the other things they'll leak through, or sometimes people will put the checkered wax sheets on the bottom of their containers.
Right.
With these, you can eliminate having to add on the wax containers because it's already built into the packaging.
Right. And Debbie is popping in your contact information and your website in the bottom there. And something that you keep hitting as well that I'm noticing is that with the shift to these new products, the number of options to personalize and customize. So like it's a great way to drop in a sticker or a logo or a stamp onto these products, so they're left with that impression of that vendor or that business.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Even the MFPP that I showed you, we do have it available to be embossed. So on the top of it, you can have your logo or your whatever picture or name of your company embossed right into the packaging. So
Fantastic.
you don't need a sticker; it's already on the packaging.
That's great.
So next, we have a couple other alternatives here, which would be like your pizza boxes. Not only for pizza, but I've seen a lot of people put like wings, chicken wings in here, or fries and tacos if they're doing like larger orders, stuff like that. And again, these come in all different sizes. We can do custom prints on them. And yeah, it's just standard pizza box. So that's one option that you guys can take. Another is our patty boxes. Same premise on these. Fully cardboard box. They come flat. You have to put them together. It's just simple folding them up. And, again, we can print on these too. And they come in 3-pound, 5-pound, and 10-pound boxes. These are pretty comparable to the pizza boxes in price, but we can always talk pricing after. If you have my contact information, just contact me and we can get you a quote on whatever products you've seen today that you like. Another one we have here, I see these used a lot in like chicken restaurants, fried chicken, wings, stuff like that. This is a snack box, so basically it folds up. These are also grease proof. So if you're like, that's why I said with fried chicken a lot, because these are more greasy foods. You don't have to worry about them bleeding through because these are grease proof. They also have the vents on the sides here. If you need hot foods applications, you can always put the vents in there.
I don't know why, but every time I see those containers, I always think butter tarts. I don't know why. It's just my brain immediately goes there.
Or that. Yeah, you can use them for bakeries as well. If you're doing baked goods. And again, you can always easy to put your sticker right here, seal the container for tamper proof. So that's another option that you'll have. And these come in 3 different sizes as well. This is a dinner box. We have a snack box, 2 different snack box sizes. So that's that one.
Megan had a question. Just what are those boxes made of?
These are fully cardboard, 100% cardboard.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go on. So now we have your food cups. So these are craft food cups. We have 3 different lids available for these. Do we have one of the other lids? So basically plastic lid. And this plastic, although it is plastic, it has been deemed to withstand 100 washes, so these won't be phased out, at least not for the foreseeable future. So they come with a dome lid, a flat lid like this, which go onto these. Or you have a dome lid if you have more food in your thing, like stir fries or rice meals, things like that. You have a dome lid. These also have the wax coating that I spoke about on the other products. And we can do custom prints on these too, on the sides if you'd like, on the lids. We also have another lid like these, like a paper lid. So these you'll see a lot for like hot soups, maybe even ice creams, stuff like that. There's vents on the top of the lid, on the inside and on the out. And they come in craft. We do have some white ones still kicking around, but eventually we will be changing over primarily to craft containers for these. And they come in a bunch of sizes, from 4 ounce all the way up to 40 ounce or 42 ounce. So you'll have all the sizes you need to match up. And feel free, if you're interested in these products, to contact me, and we can always send you on some samples so you can try them with your food, see how it looks, how the presentation is. And now we have our bagasse containers. So these, I know you're going to hear this word a lot in the market in the next year, is bagasse. We know you're probably wondering, what is bagasse? So basically bagasse is sugar. It's made from sugar cane. So when we harvest sugar cane, it's usually ground down and all of the liquids are extracted from it. And for the longest time, we just burned the rest of the remainders of what was left from the harvest. But they found a way to reuse this product, the sugarcane pulp, and make it into molds and give us another product that's eco-friendly, 100% biodegradable. These things will break down in the landfills within a year. And so this is a very viable option here. Again, available in all the same sizes and shapes that the styrofoam was available in, with the 3 compartments, the 1 compartment, the 9x6. And again, these as well, we can emboss your logo, like see how we have this, you could have your logo right on there. So these ones I think these are the most common ones that I see people switching over to. They hold up with hot foods and cold foods. They can be microwaved, you can even leave them in the freezer if you need to. So yeah, these ones I think are going to be one of the main things that we're going to switch over to.
But these ones, again, they do need to go into a waste bin. They don't go into like,
yes.
Okay.
Yes, these go into the trash. They do end up in the landfill, like I said, but that's the point, is it's biodegradable. So it will break down, and then you don't really have to worry about throwing them in the recycling bins or anything like that.
Right. So Pam, just to jump back a little bit, had a question of, does craft mean no bleach used, like better for the environment?
Yeah. Well, majority of the time I would say yes. There is some craft, craft, yes. There is some they do have them in white and black, some ones, but generally craft is, yeah, it's all natural. Okay. It's made just from the pulp. And then another option. Okay, so here we have, this is basically what I was talking about with the pulp being broken down. So if you'll see on the top, this is the leftovers from the sugar cane, gets made into bagasse products. And like I said, they're fully biodegradable. So when they end up in the landfills, they will break down into the soil and be reused, or, fertilizer, I guess you would say, for more sugar cane to be produced, milled, and extracted again, and then the cycle continues. Another one before we go into the bowls and cups is this bowl here. Same thing, bagasse bottom, PET lid. The lids for these are still going to be around, like I said, because they will withstand dishwashers. So these ones will still be around, available in all the same sizes as the craft. So these are just a little different look if you want a different look for your food. I see a lot of stir fries in these, poke bowls, things of that nature. These are great for those. Burrito bowls even.
So quickly, Debbie asked if I think she's talking about the gas products, if they can be put in compost.
The bagasse products can be composted. In commercial composting, yes, but generally, like for festivals and events, they're pretty much just going to end up in the trash and break down.
Right.
Yeah. So, like I said, they really need to do more work with the recycling to see how all these products can be recycled. But as of now, the mandates that we've been giving is that most of these, they can just be discarded into the trash.
Right.
So next we have bowls and plates. So generally you're used to using the foam, or like these ones are the plastic. I'm sure you've seen a lot of like the Chinet paper products, stuff like that. So those ones are going to be around still, but the styrofoam will totally be eliminated. So you're going to have to switch to a lot of these plates are same product made out of bagasse. As you can see, they hold up with hot foods and cold foods. Different sizes. We have the 10 inch, the 9 inch, and we even have small dessert plate, which is a 6 inch. These are only available in the white right now, at least. But these are a good option to think about switching if you're, have in dining or even, takeout, stuff like that. These are a good option. And also the bowls. We have the bagasse bowls, 12 ounce. I believe they'll be bringing in some larger bowls as well, but same idea. Holds up against hot foods, cold foods, and I mean it's pretty sturdy too. It's pretty sturdy. So we have those. And then next would be some cups. So the clear cups that you guys are used to seeing for like smoothies, beer cups, stuff like that, these are not going to be eliminated because they've been deemed reusable through the single-use plastic ban. But one thing that you're going to see a lot is the lids will be changing to single sip lids. So this, and we also have the straw slot lids or even the dome lids. So these will all still be around, at least for the foreseeable future. So yeah, these ones are safe. But another thing to think about is the sip lids are great because it eliminates the straws. And I know a lot of people have a problem with the paper straws, which I'll get into after. But this is a good option if you want to totally eliminate the straws. Just get a sip lid on there instead. So yeah, this is another good option that we can use for cups. Styrofoam cups will all be gone though, so it's going to be pretty much the plastic PET cups is what they're called going forward. And lastly, we have the straws. I think I have another straw over here too. So basically, the plastic straws are going to be eliminated. So what we are left with is the paper alternative. Paper, there's also bamboo. There's going to be some PLA, cornstarch, or sugar cane pulp. These are going to be the options that you have for straws. Or if you're thinking of using the reusable straws, these will obviously be a little more expensive. They're made out of, I believe, aluminum. And yeah, so these ones, like this one here, it closes up so you can carry it with you easily, pocket or purse or whatever you want. So that's one option. And then we have black, white, wrapped, and these are all the paper ones. Now these ones, I know I've used paper straws in the past and a lot of times they don't hold up, but this brand that we have here, it really does a good job of holding up against cold and hot drinks. I actually have a cup here. I'm gonna place one in here just so you guys get a little demo of it and then show you guys after. And then stir sticks. So stir sticks, I know you guys usually seen the plastic stir sticks you get from Tim Hortons, things like that. There's not too many options to switch over with those yet, besides the wooden ones, like these.
Right.
So this is going to be the main option for stir sticks, would be wooden. Okay. Other ones do we have here? And obviously, an alternative to straws, like I said, would be the sip lids. Totally eliminate the straw out of the equation. And thinking that is the majority of the products that I wanted to show you guys that are relating to the single-use plastic ban. Now, I also have some products I've brought here to show you that are not necessarily affected by the single-use plastic ban, but these are products that are geared more towards festivals and events that you guys might want to think about using this year. And we'll start off with the most common ones you see are the food trays, or some people like to refer to them as the boats because they look like a boat. So we have these they come in pounds as well. So you go from a 1 pound all the way up to a 5 pound, like this. And these are really good for festivals, for your takeout, your food, French fries, nachos, anything like that. So these ones, and we have lots of these available. We have them in a design here, the plaid design, as well as the Save a Day fully pulp ones. And I know, again, like some people, they would lace these with the wax sheets just for extra protection, especially on these ones are a little thinner, but the pulp generally holds up pretty well with hot foods, liquid foods, things like that. So this is one option you might want to think about.
Devon, we just had a couple of questions pop in here. Natalie had a comment about what about using pasta for a stirring stick? I think that's a great idea.
Using pasta?
Yeah, using I think a spaghetti noodle, like a dried spaghetti noodle as a stir stick. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, and
I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen any straws or stir sticks like that they brought to us with that, but that is something to explore. That is a good idea.
And Catherine had a question about, is there hot cup options, kind of like the Tim Hortons or Starbucks cups?
Yeah, so basically the hot cup options are like coffee cups. They're still going to be around. They're just going to be all made out of paper, no more styrofoam. I mean, there wasn't too much styrofoam cups for takeout in the past, but it's all going to be the paper.
Right.
Yeah.
And Megan,
sorry.
Coffee
cup lids are not going to be taken away.
Okay.
I know they are made of plastic, but they haven't switched us over from those yet.
So it's just not under the current ban.
Yeah. Maybe next year, perhaps they might bring that into the ban, but as of now, from what I understand, we are safe with the coffee cup lids.
So it's just something to be mindful of coming up.
Right.
And Megan asked, do the fully pulp containers go in the compost, or are those waste as well?
They are waste as well.
Okay.
Unless like you're doing commercial composting, then yes, you can do it that way. But for the general public, it's just going to be disposable.
Right. So it's again, like some of these things, it's not that you can compost it yourself, but it's that it will break down when it goes into a landfill.
Exactly. Yeah, it's more or less about being sustainable, where these products can break down and they're not sitting around for 40 years in our landfills and not doing anything, right?
Right.
So I think they're taking baby steps to eliminate the plastic and make it more environmentally friendly. But as of right now, we're just trying to cut down in the plastic waste.
Right. And for our festival and event producers, I know this is kind of on the other end of your industry, but do you have any suggestions on what they can do? Because people, like, you are coming in with a lot of new products, and people, especially festival goers, may be confused. Do you have any suggestions on what they can do to prepare for waste management? Like, what can they do to make sure that things are going in the right bins, or that things are getting where they need to go?
Well, like I said, majority of them are still disposable, but you do want to try to separate what you can to keep it all in the recycling. Make sure that it gets into like your plastic recycling bags, or garbage bags at the festivals. And pretty much that's pretty much it for that right now.
Right.
Just as long as they make it into the garbages, then they will be broken down and sorted.
Right. And I know Disney had a rule about the 30-step rule, that somebody will only hold on to a piece of garbage for 30 steps. So sometimes just having that multitude of clusters of garbage and recycling and food waste together, roughly around 30 steps, it's a lot, but it keeps it in the cans and rather than on the ground.
So it's more about the festival coordinating, cleanup and stuff like that. Like you said about, having accessibility to garbages and waste management, things like that. Just making sure they're not blowing around all the festivals and don't make it into the garbages.
Yeah, nobody wants to see those plastic container tumbleweeds, or not plastic, but container tumbleweeds.
Right.
Pam had a question as well of, does commercial composting mean a regional food waste program, or is it a whole other program? Can my open houses put the containers out with their organic pickup?
I think it would kind of depend on the municipality, because most municipalities have different standards for recycling and composting. So you would kind of have to look into what your municipality has established for composting.
Right. And I think most places, most municipalities have that usually on their website. They have links to what you can put in recycling. Haley asked, you mentioned you expect there to be a rush at the end of the year as organics need to switch suppliers, not organics, organizers need to switch suppliers. Mm-hmm. How is the supply chain managing now? Is there any insight into average lead times? That's a great question, Haley.
Yeah, good question. Well, see, the problem with the reason I said there would be a surge of people at the end of the year is if we don't start thinking about it now and taking on other options and reaching out to suppliers, then at the end of the year, everyone's going to be running around frantically like, oh, there's a month left, 2 months left. What are we going to do? And that's what's going to be harder.
Right.
So, but as far as the products I've shown you, we have a lot of supply of those. So I don't think it's going to be a problem of can we get it or not. It's just a matter of when people start to get conscious about it and make the switch, right? Get ahead of the curve. The sooner that you look into it and get these things going, then the better it will be at the end of the year, right? So we're not stuck, everyone trying to order the same products.
Right. And did you have any that we haven't got to yet? Anything that you wanted to share before we get to any final questions?
I just wanted to say one thing too, is that to touch about the recycling, and not only the recycling, but like last year when I was dealing with Ribfest, and they had changing venues. They would travel to new cities and set up. I found that some venues, some municipalities said, even though the styrofoam you're still able to buy and sell it to the end of the year, some municipalities said, no, we don't want this at our festival at all. So that's something you might want to keep in mind if you're, traveling festival, is that some places, they only want to see the biodegradable. They only want to see the gas or the folding paper trays. They don't want any more styrofoam, even though we have until the end of the year. Right.
So, I mean, as an event organizer, you need to plan that what's coming in needs to go out. So planning that ahead is usually best.
Yeah, definitely. A couple other items I had here for festivals. I'll just run through them quickly. Where your bamboo skewers. I know a lot of festivals, your corn dogs, pickle spears, things like that. Usually a lot of people use the bamboo. And then we have like your pizza slice boxes, things like that. These are also cardboard, so you don't have to worry about those. These can be recycled or go in the garbage. And then we have your drink trays. These will still be around, as well as fry boxes. So these have the fold up top. This This one's a small one, but they come, 8, 10 different sizes. And then also for your food prep, these are not going to be eliminated through the ban. I know they are plastic. I'm going to give you a couple items that are not going to be affected by the ban. But so yeah, these are the vinyl gloves, and I know a lot of people in the food industry like the nitro gloves, also available in black and blue, multiple sizes. So these you're not going to have to worry about. I know they are plastic, but we don't really have an alternative to these right now, so they haven't they aren't on the list for the banned products.
Great. And I'm just going to mention, does anyone have any other questions, anything that's come up that we haven't got to yet? You can either type it in the chat or feel free to also raise your hand and jump on the call. You're welcome to share your question with us live as well. Just give people a second here. Oh, there we go. Ian says, hi there. Thanks for the great info, Devon. Maybe this would be better suited to an email, but here's a few questions. Is there a minimum order quantity or price wise? So, I mean, we can jump with that one first. Is there typically a minimum order?
Not generally for just your general products. If you're looking for custom prints, then there may be a minimum quantity order. But we can always email me and we can figure that part out, depending on what you want, what product, and over what duration of time. But other than that, no. For the majority of the products, there's no minimum order quantity. Unless you're talking for delivery, there may be a minimum order for delivery. But
right. Ian also asked, are there going to be easily searchable tags to find eco-friendly products online? I tried eco, compostable, biodegradable, and got mixed results. So is there an easy way or like something certified logo to look for?
There's no certified logo, but like I said, some of the keywords that you'll look up is bagasse, MFPP. Those are going to be probably keywords to type in when you're looking for your biodegradable packaging.
I'll just pop those in the...
Yep. You can always go onto our website as well at championproducts.com, and there's a ton of options there for you.
Yeah, and Debbie had popped in your contact information
Okay.
in the chat as well. And Ian also asked, do you ship to Atlantic Canada?
We can, depending on the size of the order. If it makes sense, if it's a truckload or a couple skids, something like that. So that's more of, if you want to email me about that, we can always go over those options for you.
Right. And do you have any other final thoughts, final questions, or anything that we didn't get to at all today?
No, I think we covered most of it. But feel free, if you have any further questions, email me, give me a call. If she leaves, my contact information should be there. Yeah. And I can answer you more in depth some of the questions that you guys might have.
Oh, and Pam did have a question as well. Pam, feel free to jump in.
Thank you so much, Devon. This has been mind-blowing, awesome. So my festival's in a transition from volunteers that have been doing it for 40 years. They don't care. They have no buy-in regarding any kind of eco thing. This has been a 10-year fight for me. So I am thrilled that the government's finally saying, yeah, bye. Right. So I have to talk their language, and it's always about money. I'm just suggesting it'd be great, so I wouldn't have to do the work, if there could be a comparison chart, somewhere that you could send me. A styrofoam cost you 25 cents a thing, but the new thing's going to cost you 27 cents or whatever, so I can go to them and go, it's going to cost you this much more, so you need to raise your prices by a quarter, and then it'll be fine. But, that's not a path that my people would think about. Mm-hmm. They've charged the same amount for years, and they're not going to raise their prices. And I'm like, well, welcome to 2023. So right. That's just my suggestion. Otherwise, I got to go through and dig it all out, and I'm going to pass it on to you if I can get less work.
Yeah, I can do that for you. That's not a problem. If you want to send me an email after, and I'll respond to you, and I'll make a flyer up and send it over to you guys with some comparable pricing with what you were using to what you can use.
That would be helpful. Again, I'm just suggesting for all event planners. I don't know, other people's situations, but I'm really trying to educate those who have no idea what they're doing, and that would be a great tool for me to help educate them.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Devon, if you send that, so sorry to interrupt you, Pam. If you send it to me as well, then I can send it out to this group. I can mass
Okay.
distribute it to this group, and they can contact you if they have any questions.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you wanted to just send it on as a mass email to everybody.
Yeah.
Kind of going over some of the things I went through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
And ultimately, they're not going to be able to buy that by the end of 2023 anyways, correct? Like
To buy which?
So like to get any styrofoam or single-use plastic that has already been imported, they're not going to be able to buy that by the end of past the end of 2023, if I understand correct.
Correct. December 20th, 2023, you will not be able to buy any more of these products.
That's great.
Yeah, or you can't sell yours either. So you can use it for the year, but as of December 20th, 2023, you can't buy anymore or sell anymore.
Right. So now's the time to change habits, because it's
Right.
After this year, you're not going to have another option anyways.
Exactly. That's why I'm telling people, think about it now. Don't wait till the end of the year and then try to switch over, because it's going to be a lot harder, right?
Yeah. So Pam, now's the time to convert them.
Time is now.
9 years, dudes. Totally on board with it. Devin, I just want to be clear. You can still use them after December 20 if you have them in stock, or no?
No, after 2023, December 20th, 2023, you cannot use them, sell them, buy them. It's totally eliminated.
Excellent. Great. I'm making a t-shirt. Perfect. I'm wearing it. It's going to happen.
That's
Thank you so much.
after
So
December.
informative.
After December, it becomes plastic non grata.
Right.
But that's awesome. Devin, thank you so much for all this information today. I know there was a lot to go through. Oh, and Debbie's, I see you pointing there.
Well, I just see Haley said, and is that the last phase?
Pardon me?
Kaylee's asking, is that the last phase after December 20th?
No, there's other ones that, like for example, like juice boxes, how they come with a plastic straw. Those will be phased out as well. And then, like I said, like packaging for like candy bars and things that are wrapped in plastic, they want to get rid of those too, but they haven't set a date for those. So it's looking like it'd be into 2025 around there. So maybe if we get another update on more plastic being banned, maybe we could do another web series here and give you the updates on what's coming. But as of now, it's just the items that I've mentioned so far.
Right. And I think this is leading to some people changing their habits. Like it just like bringing your own grocery bag to the grocery store. When you go to a food festival, you might bring your own packet of cutlery. You might bring your own reusable straw, so that
Exactly.
the one you get is the last straw.
Your own spaghetti stick.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. I want to see this spaghetti stick.
It might not be a bad idea to just have dried spaghetti wherever you go. If you get hungry, you just find a kettle and you're good to go.
Yeah, just big penne noodle with you.
That's great. But Devin, thank you so much for joining us again today. Is there anything else that you wanted to share?
No, I just wanted to thank you for having us. We're a new member to Festivals and Events Ontario just this year. So this was a great opportunity to break the ice with you guys and get to know you guys a little bit more and what you're doing and what you're looking for. So feel free to reach out to me after the presentation, and we can go over some things with your needs for the upcoming festivals and events this year.
Oh, that's fantastic. We're so glad to have you as members of FEO. And Debbie, I wanted to jump over to you as well. Just if you wanted to talk about what's coming up with the next Festivals Helping Festivals, because I think that's the next one.
That's coming up in February 7th, I think, and it is on mental health and alcohol and marijuana. So, how to deal with all of that.
Of course, we've got conference coming up as well.
Conference is going to be March 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's in Niagara Falls, and there's still space for you to come. If you don't have a booth for Marketplace, there's still a couple of spaces left. and lots of space for you to come as a delegate. So feel free to reach out to me and find out more about it. It's all on our website as well. And we've got some great speakers. So yeah, I
And
hope
the
you'll
first
join
chance to
us.
see you in 3 years in person.
Right.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
That
It
was
has been
that was right.
forever.
Yeah, that like FEO conference was right before the great pause. So now's the time to come back.
Yeah, it sure is.
But that's great. So once again, thank you everyone so much for joining us this week for Supply and Demand. Devon, thank you so much for joining us with all the great information. And I think it was James behind the scene there helping as well with everything today. And Debbie, thank you again for everything on the back end and being such a wonderful host as well. And folks, thank you so much for joining us. And we hope that we'll see you again for the next Festivals Helping Festivals and at the conference. So until next time, have a great day. Thanks, everybody.